Hello everyone, I'm Jimmy and you're watching the Jimmy in the Wild channel. Before we get to this episode's footage, please make sure that you're subscribed. That way you can find your way back to this channel for more upcoming episodes. Another thing, if you like the video, make sure you click that thumbs up button. With subscribing and the thumbs up button, you can help my channel to grow. Today I've got a great video of my recent elk hunting trip with my cousin Mike Connor. It was a basic hunt to fill a cow elk tag, otherwise known as a meat tag. The hunt area was in the southern end of the Wind River Mountains just to the south of Lander, Wyoming. Most of the hunt area consists of a mixture of BLM and private land and a lot of national forest. This is my first real hunt in more than a decade and I'm really excited to get out there. I'm so glad that I've moved back to Wyoming and I'm able to take part in such a hunt with my cousin Mike. I'm hunting with a Browning X-Bolt 308 with a really inexpensive Burris scope. I made sure I took the time and zeroed in the gun several weeks before the hunt. I wanted to be sure that I made a clean kill, which keeps the animal from suffering, and it also helps to maximize the amount of good meat that you'll get from the animal. Most of our hunt consisted of driving 2-track numbered roads and finding places to try and spot some elk. We did get out of the truck and walk in a few areas, but we just didn't find any elk that way. This video consists of footage taken on the second day of the hunt. The first day of the hunt was a bust since we had dense freezing fog which made finding an elk pretty much impossible. On this second day, the fog was gone and visibility was much better. A few hours into this second day of hunting, we spotted a small herd of about 9 elk moving up from the lowlands to a nearby ridge. We didn't get a good shot at that time, but we noticed that they were moving up into a gulch and ridge system, which had a numbered access road just above it. This gave us the idea to get above the elk and see if they eventually came out of that gulch. That's about what? That's over 300.
Yeah, it's probably 340.
If you're gonna shoot, go ahead and shoot. I don't know if I'm comfortable to shoot that far.
Let's go back in there.
Okay.
First group went up this ridge.
Okay.
Turn right around and right back up that hill.
This is a top slaughter, right? There, okay. On the way up the hill and just down the road from where we were going to wait for the elk to emerge from the gulch, we ran across another hunter who was part of a larger group trying to fill their cow elk tags too. One thing about Wyoming, there are a lot of friendly, down-to-earth people here. It's really good to talk to other hunters when you come across them, just in case they or you need help at some point during the day.
How you doing?
Good, how are you guys?
Good. Was that you shooting?
Seen a lot of elk though, right?
I've seen elk.
Yeah, we slowed down long. I've seen probably 10 really good bulls that slowed down.
Yeah, they'll just stare at you because I think the Game and Fish sends them an email and lets them know that they're safe now. That looks like a very fresh trail.
It does. Oh yeah, that's like
From this morning.
Yep.
Several head.
They're going down. Yep, going down.
I think it's a bush, but it's the right color of a bush.
The one's just sticking out in front of that pine tree.
Yep, it is indeed a bush.
Whoosh. Once we got to the place where we were going to wait for the elk, I decided to eat my lunch a little bit early. I wish I'd given it another hour due to the next chain of events. It wasn't long after I'd finished lunch, I stepped out to scope and spot the tree line. Come on there, critters. Just a short time later, we could hear the cow elk calls coming up from the edge of the trees. We both knew something was coming and we just had to wait.
there. I do. Is that a bull? Is that a bull or a cow? It's a good shot. It's a cow? She's faced me. I can't get her. Oh, there we go. So shaky. She's looking at me, dang it. Oh, that other one's better. Here we go. What's that?
On those first two shots, I was so excited that I forgot the first rule of shooting downhill. You need to adjust your shot lower to account for the additional rise of the bullet when shooting downhill. Considering the distance to the elk, the angle of the downslope, and the uphill angle that I'd zeroed the gun to, I determined that I needed to adjust by about 2 feet lower at my intended target. So I aimed about a foot below the elk's ribcage and made that third shot. It was tricky timing my shots because my heart was pumping so much adrenaline through my veins. To say I was a little bit shaky was an understatement. You have to remember, this is the first hunt I've been on in a very long time. I just wasn't used to such a huge surge of adrenaline. But with all the shooting I've done in my life, I knew I could overcome the surge of adrenaline and was able to place that third shot properly. And as expected, it ended up being a really good, clean kill. After that third shot, we knew that the elk would be down very close to where I shot it.
It's pretty pink.
And when my cousin Mike found it, it was close to expiring and probably would have died in a few minutes. But I decided to use my fourth shot to ease its suffering just a few minutes early.
Pretty good long shot. Dang.
I don't take the killing of any animal lightly. That being said, I do love wild game and I'm gonna continue to hunt. In the end, this animal yielded right at 120 pounds of meat. And since the kill shot was well placed, nothing was ruined.
Oops. Good. Let's get you one now, Mike.
We didn't see any other elk the rest of the day, but he did get his elk a week or so later. In fact, all 5 people in our family group got their elk from this hunt area this year. I'd consider that a pretty successful hunt overall. I do wish I could have taken a few more days off of work to hunt with my cousin Mike, but maybe next year. I'd really like to thank my cousin Mike, my uncle Mike, and my cousin Justin for letting me hunt with them this year. Well, that's pretty much it for this episode. If you liked it, please click the thumbs up button. And make sure you're subscribed too. I've got some really crazy fishing videos in the works. In fact, some of the craziest fishing footage of this year is coming up shortly. And I'm going to leave you with some of the footage of the insane roads my cousin's Toyota Tundra traveled on this trip. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again real soon.